Good morning, good morning, good morning. Got quite a few things I'm going to talk about this morning around the concept of coercive control. Most notably, in the experimental, interconnected network of international finance and social media and basically anything that lives on the internet. And I'll call it the perceived status quo of a particular cohort of Gen Xers who seem to be the largest contributing factor to this absolute fucking nightmare. Basically, these people were raised by the baby boomers. They were raised by fucking hippies that literally, so-called rebelled from all the things, all the constraints, all the hard work. They built all this entire lifestyle bullshit, and put their lives on a fucking credit card for their grandchildren. Now, this was bad enough, but then their children, because basically it's like what would be contained to more than likely like a 10-year period where like two people would combine their forces to purchase something that was, that was sensible, that made sense, that was like within their means, that wasn't glorious and gaudy and fucking over the top, that was, that a baseline that they could work on. They would strive to pay that off and then own it and then make all decisions. These Gen Xers are basically living a fucking 24/7 fucking Kentucky tour. And they, in my observation, in countless examples, they have absolutely no fucking regard for paying this fucking debt off. Their own individual debt. They do not act in alignment with anyone that is doing that. They are fucking perpetual fucking renters who have come here and fucking saturated the fuck out of our entire fucking property market, barged their way in, demanded this fucking lifestyle, and have no intention of fucking paying this shit off. And they're literally leaning on every single resource in the entire fucking country to do it. And we need to collectively now, as a fucking country, say, we are not Ibiza. Like, we aren't. If you want to take your fucking festival or your children to a festival, you should go to fucking jail. If you want to live your fucking 20s and 30s as a single fucking whatever, no kids, fucking no fucking tripping around the world on fucking drugs, and then come here and land and fuck our entire fucking market up, literally steal fucking houses from young fucking families, so you can play this bullshit, you can fucking fuck off. This cannot fucking fly. This is the problem. It's like there's no check by anyone. And some of the levels, it's like this fucking place that I'm in right now, this is the highest level of fucking bullshit I've ever seen in my life. And under previous iterations of like law, but not even law, like more like social awareness, like basically what it is, the way that I was treated by our system was because they thought I was doing something like what I'm experiencing here. But it's nothing in comparison. Absolutely nothing. And this must be the fucking status quo. And it's like every single person in this chain of events is guilty for this shit. You cannot like bombard women with these fucking concepts and then leave them in that shit. Like this is absolutely, this is top to bottom, systemically designed like slavery. And it like more than likely it is far from the only case. And it's like socialized fucking slavery. And then it's all held together by this like conformity. And it's and weirdly like conformity, like, because it's not cool to like, hey man, don't bring a downer to the fucking vibe party. And it's like, hey man, get the fuck out of my country before I kill you. This shit needs to fucking end. You cannot, like, it's every fucking level of it. If you basically take the image issues that women were having to do with their weight, to do with fucking cosmetics and all this fucking shit in the early 2000s, we now have a absolutely fucking, like, you know, precarious nightmare of a fucking economic system, of our housing system, that runs off the exact same principles as that. They're moving mortgages and houses and everything, schooling, clothing, fucking like all the ancillary bullshit through this system. Through this like basically like high level retail fucking enslavement service. Where they are literally then keeping up with each other to stay enslaved. And then the boomers are literally just holding the door fucking locked with their fucking properties because they're sitting there like, oh, I've done this all right. I've done all right. We got this house here. We got this house, yeah. And for some reason, our immigration like fucking department is allowing these womb colonizing fucking enslavers to leave their fucking progeny here. This is absolute fucking bullshit. Like it's no surprise it's like this. My particular issue, all domestic born Australian citizens, right? Complicated, like one step back. Genealogies or like ethnicities and things like that, but basically, like I said, a fucking 20 kilometer swim already filtered through one generation of Australian citizenship. This is insane. It's absolutely insane, and there is no way out because you have brainwashed these women to take on the most ridiculously cartoonish version of like what a man would do, right? So they're all like trying to keep up with a cartoon version of a man, and they have no fucking awareness of how deeply in fucking shit they are. And then what's even worse, it's like the moment they hit a stumbling block, they then go to our fucking system to get fucking remunerated. So it's like our government en masse is bailing out the worst fucking criminal fucking finance companies that have ever existed all the time. And then any single person that was trying to stop it is then being falsely accused of being the fucking perpetrators of this fucking system. So you can't, it's like basically the system is working like a fucking hall of mirrors, like a carnival. Like it's like that same thing. So if you think of like dystopian movies where you've seen a woman get lured into a fucking carnival, right? That's what's happening. They're coming here all in the shadow of this lifestyle that is not accepted. And this is the thing, it's like they're normalizing it because they're basically perpetual fucking children that are trying to keep up with an ever-increasing generation of young people that are doing this same behavior. It's like, it was never acceptable, ever. It's never fucking mainstream. It's not a lifestyle. You're a degenerate fuckwits. You know what I mean? Like the rave fucking culture of this fucking like ecstasy fucking warehouse bullshit. You don't get to fucking obfuscate your fucking entire responsibility for 20 fucking years of your fucking lives and then install your bullshit fucking lifestyle into an entire fucking country on debt and slavery and fucking hypnotism and fucking all this shit. It is the worst of the worst of the worst. Australia is not a fucking colony. It's not a fucking daycare colony. It's not a fucking kindergarten colony. Every single fucking person that is fucking doing this shit, all the promoters, all the fucking talent, all the finances, all the producers, all the fucking shit, every single fucking person should be fucking rounded up and made to fucking work. They are basically fucking convicts squatting in our fucking soil. But hey, I don't know. I don't know whether Australia's got the fucking balls to do what it needs to do. It's far easier to look at brown fucking people and Muslims and fucking everything like that and say, oh, they're the problem. You know, that racism is, it's like, this is the thing. It's like, what am I, a race trader? Because I'm saying that literal fucking absolute scumbag fucking cockney fucking bullshit artists have literally relied upon a fucking Wall Street international finance like hypnotism machine to fucking daycare their fucking children into fucking an absolute nightmare. And this is the problem. It's like, why is it like there's all these things about the church? It's like, oh, is William going to be a Church of England? It's like, how far have the Church of England, how far have the English fucking people, this Gen X fucking cohort and the boomers before them, how far have you dragged our fucking people into the shit? You know what I mean? There's not a hope in hell that some priest is going to be like, oh, no. You know, some well-spoken person that's not swearing like, oh, please come back to the fold. Come back to the fold. It's like, fuck off. And and it doesn't matter anyway. There's no legal fucking like political sway that the church has. All of this is two entire fucking monolithic fucking generations that have indebted the future generations, the kids and the grandchildren, so that they can fucking live their best fucking life. The reason that the Instagram, all the social media is modeling that fucking thing is because that is it's not the successful quota or portion. It's the most noisy. They make the fucking most noise. They speak the most. They big up themselves. They float around fucking saying, "Oh, look how good our life is." You know, we done our life really good. But they're floating on like 6 levels of arbitrage and this absolutely monstrous fucking like experimental debt system that just basically says like, "Oh, do you want to live a carefree life of fucking self-indulgence? Okie dokie. There's the keys to the castle." Do you have an instinct to be a responsible fucking thing? It's like, well, here's all the burden of fucking 6 generations. I hope your back isn't sore. All in a fucking like closed loop. It may as well, like, you may as well be just installing fucking blinds of like they're fucking racehorses on these women. You know what I mean? It's like they're constantly fucking badgered by their friends, by their fucking society, by their fucking shit. It's like, oh, have you not done this fucking extracurricular activity? Have you not done, oh, is your child not fucking speaking? Is your child not fucking is your little fucking robot fucking Superman not fucking doing backflips yet? You better fucking go and buy a treadmill. Every single thing that happened in the fashion industry, every single thing in the cosmetics and the fashion and the weight loss and all the shit, you have pumped into a financial system that it's like a tulip bubble, but human beings are not fucking tulips. You know what I mean? And it's like, but that's what they're being treated as. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like you build the entire fucking system on a dancing fucking app ecosystem. What do you expect? You know, people like you get like Michael Jackson. He was an absolute outlier, ridiculous person, and his story was fucking terrible. So he's like the 0.0001% of people ever on fucking Earth through a time on Earth where that made sense. That's how you get Michael Jackson. And we now have like entire generations basically breeding in fucking strange little debt fucking nurseries. These little useless fucking children that are going to be so entitled. They've been so conditioned to what their parents are doing. It's like that's their normal. They're not conditioned through like an actual, you know, version of like what most Australians would say, oh yeah, this is Australia. They're living in fucking perpetual fucking la la land. That is an absolutely massive catastrophe because this is emotional shit. Women and their housing and their child rearing and all that social fucking thing, that is the most emotional fucking thing in the world. That's why it worked. That's why we didn't do it. That's why you weren't allowed to leave a woman in fucking astronomical debt. You cannot do it. And this is why I'm fighting this constant thing, because I'm like, they'll say, oh, pay child support. It's like, no, I'm not paying child support to subsidize an absolutely ridiculous importation of nonsense. No fucking way in hell. With that particular individual being at the bottom of the fucking ladder, being beaten into submission by a bunch of fucking absolute fucking degenerates in a social order that is just being fucking just broadcast, just sprayed like fucking Roundup across every fucking place. This is a fucking nightmare. You cannot socialize this. You can't have, like, because it's not just, you can't just expect teachers to be like, oh, this is the book. 2 + 2 is 4. The children pick up on all the things that is going on. Every single thing. So if your system relies on literally enslaving women in ridiculous fucking mortgages, you know, in a national fucking Ponzi fucking property scheme, how are you ever going to do anything like all those children? And it's not sustainable. It's one generation. It's a one generation fucking cash grab. It's a bait and switch or whatever it is, a pump and dump. You absolute fucking maggots. Like all the shit that happened in fucking Iceland, all the other places, like we are sitting on a precipice of an absolute fucking catastrophe. And the only solutions are going to be like fucking, it's like we need to figure out the Australian version of the council fucking estates, which is where these fucking people came from. But it's like they've polluted our entire fucking system with this shit. For some reason, I don't know why. It's like Australia literally treated these fucking council estate fucking yobbos as if they were fucking like the Rolling Stones. It is fucking ridiculous. There is no way out. There is no fucking, because every single step, it's like, well, to decondition one of these women is going to take, you know, to do it like in the way that is socially acceptable is going to take, you know, a long fucking painful fucking really, really sensitive, really fucking, you know, emotionally aware fucking process, which is really fucking expensive, and we don't have anyone to do that job. So we need, like, there's no way out. You can't keep doing it because, like, that's fucking suicide. The thing is, like, we really need to, the only thing I can see is, like, we need to shift, like, liability onto, you cannot be parents Like, and this is the thing. It's like with this. Oh, your parents until 18, and then rah, rah, rah. It's like no. When an entire generation is collectively acting badly towards their children and their grandchildren systemically, right? That's a crime. That's genocide. If you are feeding off your own fucking children, like literally feeding off their fucking enslavement, and you are sitting on a fucking velvet fucking cushion while you're doing that, you are fucking criminals. Like, I don't, like, so it must be that. We must fucking hammer that section. It's like we're going to have to literally do, and you can do it with like gross net worth or something like that. And this is the problem. It's like we're fucking right smack bang in fucking communist territory. And there's got to be a way that doesn't revolve that. And this is where I'm saying it's like this is gross negligence at mammoth proportions. And it's not a surprise. It's like that's why they were given so much shit, the fucking hippies in that fucking generation, because they were so irresponsible and they were normalizing irresponsible behavior. Basically, the entire generations before it, they just got sick of it. They got sick of it and they went, whatever, fuck this. I'm just going to fucking live out my retirement playing golf. Because they just kept changing the fucking rules. If the older generations, which are all dead now, so I'm speaking on behalf of them, if they tried to push up against this fucking cohort of boomers, they would be overwhelmed. Absolutely overwhelmed. And the same dynamics are not at play now. So it's like this generation now, my fucking two oldest children's generation, they have no fucking, they're not that. So they can't do it. They can't push back against and the entire boomer, like fucking the entire boomer wealth class or their fucking evil, fucking ridiculous fucking children. They can't do it. And it is not sustain. It's like this is the problem. The only job they should be doing is fucking counseling these people off the ledge that they've been fucking stuck on by this system. And it is just so precarious. Like men have a certain way to act within financial responsibility and like stewardship and decision making. And like, don't get me wrong, there's a ton of ridiculously irresponsible men. But then the men get hit, and it's like this. It's not like the women and the children and the school system and all the supply system, like all of the things connected to it. Men will just sit on the floor. But you can't have that. But this is what we have. It's like we have that perpetually. Like women have been stuck on fucking spinning plates. It is a nightmare. And the only way, it's like, so basically it's like every single fucking politician, especially the one from Kingsley, they're sitting there saying, no, coercive control. It's like, you're propping up a coercive control monstrosity, a fucking RoboCop, not RoboCop, a RoboBank fucking coercive control empire. And that's it. So it's like, to keep that going, to cloud the vision of the fucking subconscious activation that you're in a fucking, ever-increasing financial prison, you push the domestic violence. It must be a man's fault. It must be that man's fault. You know what I mean? The man who's like, I've been working all week and I just like, so you rock up, look at him, he's got rips in his trousers and he's fucking, mowing the lawn like a dirty fucking peasant. And so then you're just turning on yourself. So it's like, unless you then, if you put forward the thing, it's like, hey, I'm a disco fucking DJ fucking success story. Yeah, fucking yeah, look at me. Like that, then everyone's like, yeah, look at him. He's a real go-getter. Look at his energy. Not like that fucking grubby cunt with fucking holes in his jeans mowing the lawn there. This is so ridiculous. Like just the fucking levels. The levels of how crazy this is. Like this is an English fucking civil war being held in like the deepest levels of perceptual fucking finance. and it's literally like I'm like, hey, we're in Australia, very new place. We need to work out our food and our water, like a Cub Scout, like food, our water, security. We need to make sure, there's a perimeter and make sure, everyone is well looked after. We should use like a moral code and an ethics code so that we all just kind of think. And then it's like, no, fuck that boring cunt. No. Let's all fucking get on and off our heads on drugs and fucking run around like fucking crazy people. And it's like, that's literally what is happening. And I'm leaving. And not one fucking section of this thing is going to stop. And that is classic. That is classic communism. And it's like the communism dance party is just the beginning. That is the fucking, it's like they get you in. Then they close the doors. And then you're in there. And it is an absolute fucking shit show. So basically there's like, if you instinctually are being activated into knowing that this is absolutely bullshit, unsustainable fucking, communist fucking lunacy, not Chinese communist lunacy. Like Chinese communists, like that was pretty bad, but they were like peasant farmers, like, that slowly but surely built their thing. They worked. That's why they were so successful. This is the opposite to China. This is like literal fucking, like they're like, we will DJ our way out of any problem. It's like DJ credit cards and fucking, you know what I mean? And cocaine, our way out of every problem. Like we'll perpetually just Jack Sparrow our way out of this doubling down colonization from the lower classes of England. It's like, no, you won't. No, you're doing exactly what they want. You're deteriorating everything into fucking absolute nightmare. You're burning out all your fuel. You're burning out all your fucking resources. You're literally trapping everyone in these perceptual fucking prisons, which are really strong. Like I think that's the most worrying thing, and this is because they're using state-of-the-art fucking like encirclement strategy. So basically, it's like the portion of however much of our fucking property is owned by these things, they're starting to treat this place like a fucking management company of a fucking apartment complex, or even worse, of a hotel. And more than likely it's a hotel, because there's all types of ancillary services that they've plugged in, because this is the boomer logic. They've like, the boomers have like floated through their own little fucking daydream, right? And then we look at like Epstein's like that. It's like, what, you think every boomer hasn't been fucking going around like doing this shit? It's not like, oh, that naughty Prince Andrew. It's like, it's every single one of them has been floating on an arbitrage fucking like global whorehouse for their entire lives. They're then amplified to the weirdest, craziest level of 24/7 free high definition pornography with a never-ending fucking smorgasbord of fucking victims. Like, just to have these things, it's like, oh, the victims of the Epstein files. Look at the victims of the Epstein files with their faces blacked out. And then it's like, look at this, astronomically large database of porn stars. And this has happened in literally, like, at max, fucking 20 years. Right? I would, when the access I had to pornography, because online porn was shit. It was not, it was really slow and awkward and weird. Right? So 20 years ago, I had access to pornography by videotapes. Like, there was about fucking 6 porn stars. It was obviously more. But that was like, there was a closed loop distribution of like porn stars. So it was like, you'd see the same person over and over again. Like, that's like Jenna Jameson and all this shit. That That's like the Michael Jackson model, right? So that's the extreme outlier in their profession. Like, yes, they're the pinnacle of a global fucking sex working industry at the height of like already it deteriorated because it had already deteriorated down to cassette tapes and DVDs from like cinemas and shit like that. But then this is proof that they are building a fucking hotel system with our fucking housing market. Like a global fucking Airbnb, fucking all expenses covered. All, we got all the fucking things. Like, what do you want? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? All plugged into this fucking into our property market. And they're like literally, and it's like, we cover all the costs of that. To have a standing fucking digital fucking brothel of online fucking women, perpetually being fucking gratified by their fucking exposure to men. That we pay for that in this system. The damage that's caused by by the abuse, by the fucking, by the no responsibility, by the enslavement into this fucking system. We pay for that. We pay for every single thing. When the kids start fucking, playing up because they've witnessed fucking just degenerate thing, they have no respect. Like, we pay for that. And the fucking Wall Street hotel management company is just like, no, we're just a hotel management. And this is the problem. It's like, there is a limit to the size of a hotel. It's like, you can have a fucking hotel. You can't steal our fucking housing market, then turn it into a digital hotel with using state-of-the-art fucking casino hypnotism and social reinforcement. That it is absolutely insane. It's like, where is our fucking government in this? Where is it? They have no idea. Anyone that knew that this was on the horizon, it's like, people sign fucking contracts 20 fucking years ago, 15 years ago during this fight, and it's like, this is what we have now. This is what we have. And it wasn't for their financial benefit. It was so the boomers could continue to live at large by bleeding out our future, by fucking literally parasitically attaching themselves with these fucking ridiculous mortgages. Because it's like, no one looks at the time. So we have I think the debt, so you look at our national debt, there's a fucking figure, and then like the individual debt, there's a figure that's like all the collective loans and mortgages and everything like that. That's one thing, but it's like, that's not the important number. The important number that is never spoken about is the time. Time to debt ratio. And this is commitment on top of commitment, on top of commitment, on top of commitment, on top of commitment, stretched out and remunerated and fucking like what's the word? Camouflaged by time. And that's the thing. So it's like, we have a debt, but it's like, what is the time commitment on that debt? What does that mean? It's like, if the time commitment doesn't change, then the status quo of the irresponsible behavior stays there and gets harvested for economic fucking gain. Right? So it's like, every cent that doesn't go into paying off a fucking mortgage is then, that's targeted on a global fucking hypnotism fucking extraction. With state of the art. This is all the fucking selective targeting of advertisements, where they follow you from website to website and target you entirely, manipulate you into fucking purchase, just hammer. And it's like, how do they do that? They hammer your fucking self-esteem. And it's like, I'm living in a place here where this fucking cocksucker literally sat there. How do you do this, you're so overweight, that makes me look bad, all this fucking shit, all this fucking grubby, fucking disgusting, sociopathic fucking manipulation bullshit, right? And it's like, then the fucking literal finance companies are doing the same thing. Why? Because the minute you fucking stretch out a payment, right, all the money that should have been going to paying off your debt now is like fruit on a fucking tree. And these fucking companies, which are basically just casinos now, are just harvesting that fruit. It's like, it's literally the definition of a Ponzi scheme. It's like you are given the feeling of relief to buy into an already bloated, out of control Ponzi fucking economy by ridiculous loans, and then you are then stimulated intensely to extract all the money. It's like literally like paying Peter to, or robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's like, this is what it is. It's like that system cannot handle that. It's built to like in essence, the mortgage system is to be like, okay, you get a mortgage, you scrimp and scrape and you pay your fucking mortgage off, so then you have your life and then you can do it, right? But they're selling it from top to bottom with, it's like, no, you own the thing now and you own it, so you get the fucking feeling of ownership, and then you have all this money to live your life at the same level as everyone else. And then there's too much bleeding with people, for some reason, like the status quo is continuously people without children. So then they project to the people with children that unless you're living like this, you're a boring fucking parental fucking unit fucking thing. And that's perpetuated by the constant reinforcement. It's like this. It's like the entire marketplace has basically like identified conceptually the archetype of a responsible person, or a responsible couple, or responsible behavior, and they are literally like attacking that with full force. Now, see, it's not the same dynamics. If you're a fucking 18, 19, 20-year-old in the 1970s, right? You're a part of this youth boom, this thing, and you're pushing back with this. You're like, hey, man, don't be a square, man. Don't, like all that shit. The dynamics of that, you were at the bottom of the ladder, right? So you've worked your way through, and that means like you've killed all those people. Basically, any responsible person that stood there, they were just decimated, and they were done exactly like that with female tactics, reputation set, like that boring cunt, that boring old dude. And then it gets to the levels, it's like that boring old fucking pedophile, that boring old fucking, whatever, every single thing. Fucking literally 50 years of this boomer fucking class identifying people that were responsible and then mechanizing and systematizing through the global economic system to target that person for ridicule. And then also to then keep living it up. So you can't just be the boring old person knitting. That would be death. That would be death to these boomers. You've got to keep the party going. You've got to keep it cool with the kids. You got to keep your fucking things. Like, you got to live young. You're only as young as you fucking feel. All this bullshit. But they built a machine that literally targets responsibility. That's the only thing. It's the only reason you can fucking explain any of this. And it uses whatever it can. Like, there is just no fucking way for me to describe how astronomically, like, upsetting the like viewing this is from this angle. To see these things, like knowing intimately what it will take to undo this mess. Like the level of austerity, and that's the problem as well. It's like austerity. We've had generations of austerity that we speak about and reference. Those people were already living austerity. and austerity was bad enough. It's like these people are literally conditioned to think that austerity of any description, like what's self restraint, is death. To live a humble, fucking responsible, restrained life is death to these people. They've completely shifted the dynamics. And then what's even weirder is, so we had we had like rock stars who like live fast, burn out, and fucking die, whatever, all that shit. We had that. And the weirdest thing is, like, to combat this system, it is so dangerous, so intense, so large, so demanding on every part of your body, on your body, your mind, your fucking spirit, your soul, everything, that it's like, it's going to kill you, and it's going to make you look like the fucking lunatic from that previous thing. And then what's even worse, it's like these boomers have stretched it. They're basically like, I'm going to live like Kurt Cobain or fucking Jimi Hendrix till I'm 100. On the backs of fucking countless generations that have never, they don't have a fucking thing that they've ever done wrong. They've literally just sat there nodding and fucking being like ever increasing levels of control. And it's really the most ironic thing. It's like the hippies, the fucking literal hippies that tried to fucking, tune in, turn out, and drop out, all that fucking shit. They have systemically built the largest confinement system with the highest levels of control, into literally like pre-control. So it's like, if you even think about going against this, you are triggered with the fucking stress response, because you are going against the masses, and not just the masses, the power, the money, the influence, everything. But there is no way forward. These people are not titans of like societal fucking construction. They have built a sleazy, disgusting fucking sex hotel with our property market. Offshore. It's like we talk about Epstein Island. It's like, oh, right, yeah. Little St. James. Oh, one guy, little island. The most powerful and rich and famous people provided them with this thing. It's like, yeah, terrible. How many fucking 10 weeks of constant 24/7 fucking coverage? Yeah. It's like, we live in a digital offshore fucking outsourced, computer controlled, algorithmic fucking reinforced 24/7 fucking sex fucking hotel. And if you try and escape, you will go to jail. If you try and, like, if you even begin to start being aware of that, you will then, self-torment yourself because of algorithmic, absolute sociopathic fucking system design of conformity. So you will tear yourself to pieces because you are being given the perception of an option of like that you have to basically like, in every movie we have to slide under that door. That's what they've built. It's like that is, I suppose, the Matrix that the Tates talk about, but they are the fucking Matrix. They're like the sleaziest sleaze of the already fucking sleazy. This is systemic sleaze, not systemic response. And it's just like that was not the case. It's like an entire generation of fucking degenerates. You know what I mean? They conquered the world with sleaze, with rebellion, with fucking all this, like all that shit. Then once they had it, they then built these fucking, subpar systems that lost track of what was there before and just replaced it with fucking porn dungeons. Porn dungeons and, ridiculous fucking tulip bubble scaled fucking economic systems. And we need to find the fucking the footings, or the structural points that we demolish. It's not demolishing civilization. It's like demolishing the hideous fucking encampment that has started on the outskirts of civilization, is now literally like a fucking android has wrapped itself around every single level of our civilization. And the most damaging thing is it's like I was happy there's a media thing in 60 Minutes, and they're like, oh, we're the dangers of smartphones and screens. And then I watched it and I was like, I see. You're putting out a carrot, but then there's this deeper thing where you're trying to completely destroy the reputations or any confidence in anyone that does anything on a screen. And that's literally going to be their next strategy. So they then just go, oh, the screens were all bad. Yep, the screens were all bad. So you can only combat this shit with screens or terrorism. Right? So you can either push constantly in with intelligence and observation and reference, and hope to create political change. But that's being creatively, avoided. And then they're going to the next level where they go, oh, the screens were a bad idea. Yeah. No, now that we have everyone conditioned to this in this hotel, we're just going to go off screens, but all the foundations are still there. We've still accepted a fucking 24/7, prostitution fucking sleazy hotel in the place where our economy and our housing market was, our education system. Everyone's basically a moonlight fucking, concierge to this fucking hotel, free of charge. And then we fit the bill as our government for all the collateral damage that happens. Every single level, all the drug abuse, all the alcoholism, all the fucking debt, all the violence, every single thing that goes along with the fucking sleazy hotel, we cover the fucking security for, and they make the money. That's not a good deal. That's a fucking terrible deal. And it's like, who is going to fucking foot the actual cost of this shit? And it has to be that fucking generation. Like, basically, there has to, I don't know. I just think it's like you have to shut off not just all the pensions. That's not enough. Like that's I can't even imagine the thought of the pension was there to cover people that had basically given up 10 fucking 20, in some cases 20, 30 years of their life during a fucking war, to give them, what was it? What was the word? Dignity. That's the word. To give them dignity in their elderly years. That's literally the words that were used to describe the pension fucking scheme here in Australia and in England. And this is a dual, this has to cover the whole thing. You're not covering all of this up by this new neo fucking ultra nationalist creations of the UK and all this shit. Fuck off. This is bleeding our fucking coffers dry to cover this fucking nonsense. There is no dignity in living like a fucking teenager in your elderly years. No dignity at all. That's the opposite of dignity. And that's the level that we need to go. It's like, you are disgracing the generations that came before that literally did defend the fucking this. And it's like, that's what they would have expected. There's no doubt in my mind that countless fucking entire generation of those fathers and grandfathers and fucking, patriarchs literally went to their grave with gritted teeth, fucking sitting there saying oh my God, look at what our fucking devil fucking children have done to the fucking world. And if they dared to fucking speak about it, they'd get fucking savaged in every way that they could possibly get. Because that would be stopping progress. Hey, old man, stop stopping our progress. Don't you see how wonderful our utopia is? That's the fucking thing. That's this level of whatever it was, the the cockiness that never got checked. See, cockiness that doesn't get checked by fucking war or by getting beaten or anything. It's like they're just floating on their own fucking hot air. They've never been checked. And then, like, systemically, they became that they are the bank that's too big to fail. They're fucking corporate, banks, they're placeholders in the minds of everyone. It's like, oh, okay, that's the bank. Yeah. They're the placeholders for this thing. It's like, no, the collective fucking assets of that boomer fucking class that created this with their demand. They demanded these things. Why is there 24/7 fucking, a million bazillion child pornography things? Well, because those dirty fucking cunts demanded it. Anything that they basically built a system of sleazy hotel in the real. They could be transparent with that. They're like, oh yeah, no, this is just an investment. This is a housing investment. This is my investment portfolio. This is my superannuation. All these things, right? That's the infrastructure that's accepted, and then through the exact same pipes, they pump the filthy shit in the black market. So it's a two fucking tiered economy. It's like but it's all going through the same pipes. And this is the thing. It's like if you go back to the turn of the century, say you were in fucking, like, think Peaky Blinders, you're running some fucking scam, but imagine these aren't Peaky Blinders. They're filthy, like, fucking sex traffickers, right? So they've got a pedophile sex trafficking ring. Even Epstein. Think about Epstein. It's like he's there doing it. He's got to move the people around and do all this shit. Right? He doesn't have a pipeline that pumps it around the world. That's why he got caught. Because he had an island and a plane and a fucking mansion and all this shit and photographs, and that was what you could do. You go, oh, look at that. There's Epstein. Epstein just fucking living at large on his fucking plane doing this shit. But the boomers built fucking pipelines around the world to pipe their fucking filth to everywhere, while they profited from the systemic, like, capture of all of our infrastructure and housing market and resources. And this is everything. And they're just sitting there like that. And it's like they're waiting for someone else to get caught. That's why Epstein's like Santa Claus for the boomers. You know what I mean? He's this magic man who fucking flies around the world delivering presents. Right? And everyone, all the boomers, all of them, they're just sitting there being like, fucking Epstein, eh? Oh, fucking Santa Claus. Epstein, fucking Santa Claus, flying fucking press, going down fucking chimneys. And then, meanwhile, their superannuation account, their investment portfolio, their property fucking thing, all of it, their usage, everything is just spent literally mainlining the fucking tube that would not exist. So it's like they tricked, and in 2 generations, 3 generations into using and to create the market for this thing, or for this smartphone. It's like, oh, smartphone. You've just got to think, it's like one more. It's like, imagine, just change the technology so that you're outside of the frame of this entrapment, right? It's like, oh, hey, it's like, imagine a movie, and it's like your stepdad is hey, little Johnny, I got you a camcorder, right? Okay, look at the camcorder. You can make all your own little films. You can make your little films with the camcorder, right? And he gives him the fucking camcorder. And then imagine the next level where you realize that he's got a special camcorder that projects whatever he films to his fucking own little personal screen. Right? Then you go one step further. It's like, well, oh, he's only making fucking weird little films about fucking dinosaurs and shit. I need something else. How do I get him to do what I need him to do? And it's like, oh, I bombard the world with normalization of pedophilia and normalization of pornography. And I'm guessing that all the things will just coalesce to create the desired result. That is literally what our entire global economy has done But it's even worse than that. It's even worse than that example that I just gave. You know what I mean? And it is connected by a fucking the most expensive pipeline that has ever been built. You know, I'm pushing this through the pipeline. I have to be like, oh, send to the pipeline, and you know, this should be sitting in a giant pile now of just evidence that is 6 foot fucking tall on the Prime Minister's desk. And meanwhile, the conversation is like, oh, I got yelled at by some Muslims on the floor. He's sitting on the floor and got yelled at. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, this. It's like, what about the pile of evidence about the fucking pedophile pipeline that you've installed, that you've allowed? What about the evidence of the uncontrollable fucking economic fucking, you know, monstrosity of the coercive control international fucking like B-grade banking fucking empire that you've allowed in? It's like you couldn't design this if you tried. I mean, sorry, you couldn't, this must be. Actually, I don't know. Sometimes what I think happens is like, if you had have masterminded this 50 years ago, if you had sat there and gone, I'm going to give everyone this, and then link it all here, and then give the demand, and then constantly like make them on edge so that they don't notice anything that's going on. Like, that's what the conspiracy theorist thinks happened. They literally think that people sat there and designed this. They didn't. They step by step react to it. That's what our stock market does. That's what our share systems does. And it's based on supply and demand. So basically what happens as well is like the minute you start, if you go, you normalize pornography for the people, like by usage, because there was demand, right? So the pornography used to be, it's like magazines and fucking whatever, or videotapes. And just like I experienced like my neighbor's closet and got the pornography and did this, it's like that's been happening now for generation after generation after generation until it was so, they needed it so, the demand was, they wanted it so convenient that it's just wherever they are in their fucking pocket. You know, and with 1,000 different options. It's like Baskin and Robbins, right? Ice cream. That was created very quickly and so weirdly for free. So weirdly for free. And it's kind of weird because it's like pornography was a weird industry. It's like you would, in the pre-internet, you might have a tape and you'd lend that to your mates, or like they'd kind of be swapped around like tapes. So that's actually just the culture. So again, not designed, just a cultural artifact of like, here, I found, hey, look at this. And it starts when we were kids. It's like, hey, look, I found some Playboys in the bush. That isn't just an urban legend. That did just weirdly happen. Like, that is how most people my age found porn. So it's like, then you would just give it to your mate, and then that became a tape or a DVD or something. You give that to your mate, there you go. And then the online system just followed that on. That normalized the behavior and normalized the usage, right? And then it just keeps going, right? So then it's like, if you want to elevate through the level of like status, because there is a shadow male instinct, right? Just like there is of like women, of pornography and prostitution. You know, then you think of the films like Wolf of Wall Street, that really didn't help the situation. But it's like you then tie status to access to prostitutes. Like the level of prostitutes, the frequency of all these things in a global saturated pornography market, that's what OnlyFans then just stepped into. And this is what I've already described thousands of times. This is an iterative cycle that is not checking itself, and it is leading to the construction of basically unsatisfactory is the softest word I could use, but completely unacceptable, like completely nightmarish fucking systems. Because it's like everything is serving that core demand. And now it's like, now the moment that we're having this thing where pornography is not there, it's like, oh, right, they're trying to cash in now. And they have a ready waiting fucking digital economy
You know, the digital, like all the shit, the Airbnbs, the Uber Eats, the Uber, the fucking Tinder, the Bumble, all of the shit is coming through that fucking pipeline. All of it. So it's like, that's your hotel card. And the thing is, it's like that, it needs two things at the same time to happen. It's like, they need to be exposed, right? So you need to be like, your smartphone is your fucking card for your room at the filthiest, most disgusting fucking sleazy hotel motel that you've ever fucking seen. Right? That is what it is. So that's already, if you've given one to your children, you've given your child, underage child, a fucking hotel key to the most sleazy, depraved, uncontrollably large, disgusting fucking sex sleazy motel that's ever existed. That needs to be focused down to a fucking shithole, right? It's like, if you want to continue that, we're going to push you into a fucking sleazy little fucking place so that we can look at you all. There is no other fucking solution. No fucking sane person, right? It's like place. If you're in marketing, like, then these are all the things, like, these politicians don't understand this. They have never thought about marketing. They've never thought about demographics, all these things like targeted advertising, any of this stuff. So it's like, I would not, if I'm a physical person like a plumber or electrician or whatever, it's like, actually, fucking weirdly, I'll make a reference in a minute. It's like, I didn't advertise in sleazy hotels for a couple of reasons. Like, those customers, I didn't want them. They're busy doing that, so they're distracted by their activity in the sleazy motel. And I don't, also, most importantly, I don't want to be associated, my business, which is a legitimate fucking, physical world, aspiring, responsible business, I don't want it associated with a fucking sleazy sex hotel. And this is where everything is going to turn on itself. That is legitimate. That's like, and the problem is, it's like our government is weirdly saying, no, you can't. It's like they're basically saying kids can't buy Playboy and Hustler off from the shop, but we're going to continue putting our political advertisements in them. That's the stance that our government took in this moment. That relies on absolute fucking indebted fucking servitude of a unacceptable amount of our population. And there needs to be like official kind of, I think especially for immigrants, and we can do this with immigrants, it's like, if you've immigrated here, you need to underwrite your entire family. Like that, it's like, we mandated a fucking vaccine that fucking killed people. We mandated superannuation, which basically stole money off every single person to build this fucking disgusting mess. We can now do this 100%. So if you are an immigrant that has immigrated to Australia, you are now mandated to underwrite you have a decision. You either underwrite all your children's fucking debts, or you officially, what's the word? Disown them. Officially, so it's on record. That's it. You've arrived on a ship. You've never left the ship. If you're bloated and sitting in a system, you have brought people here under your care, under your stewardship, under your control, under your coercive control, and left them to be fucking literally savagely fucking enslaved by a automated digital fucking thing while you sit there and fucking benefit from it. While you sit there, like, that is not Australia.
That is not acceptable. And this is the only way forward. It's like you must underwrite all your children's debts or disown them officially. Because you need to tell your children, if they're really degenerates, right, on their own demand, because then that puts it there. It's like, all right, you've got fucking children and you don't get to pick. It's either all your children or none of them. In this moment right now, and it needs to be like that, lickety split fucking done. So that every single immigrant is now holding on their fucking thing the responsibility of their children. And then we will then police the coercive control of the parents onto their children under the same conditions that you have mandated to perpetuate the fucking con. So no yelling, no fucking, no being grumpy, no violence, no demands, no finger pointing, no nothing, right? You have to now underwrite all your children's fucking debts. That's the level of shit that this country needs. And actually, if I had it my way as well, it's like it's technical, but it's like I'd also do the same thing for fucking non-immigrants. But that's a kind of weirder thing. So this would be step one. All foreign-born fucking nationals with fucking dependents need to underwrite all their children's debts or disown them. Then we know we have a register of disowned fucking children. Then you have to give reason. Why did you disown them? This will slowly but surely, this will fucking pinpoint all the key metrics that are responsible for it. It's like, what is your fucking, and it's like, if you disown your children, it's like, what has your financial activity been like for the last fucking 6 years during this global crisis? This global fucking war that we're in. How many holidays, how many fucking trips, how many fucking, outings, how many dinners, restaurants, bars, all of the shit, you've left your children at a fucking theme park that you built. It's pretty bad stuff. Fucking top to bottom. All fucking extremely bad. And I don't know, like, the specifics of this. Seems like this is like a particular, like, basically this system has hyper targeted a key demographic of people. It's like entitled, superior, basically British people who fucking thought that they'd won the fucking war forever. That thought that they could fucking, just like Granddad did, that they could go to fucking Germany and rape girls and fucking do all this shit and spread their fucking arbitrage and fucking colonize and conquer the entire world. Go and fuck little boys in fucking different countries, still under the fucking umbrella of all of this shit's like, you're not, because I'm that and I'm pushing back against this. I'm defending this fucking decline, and it is not solely contained to individuals like Jeffrey Epstein or fucking the former Prince Andrew. It's a fucking global pipeline. Most people my age, like, we've spent our lives building the pipeline for you so that then you can, when you like steal our fucking children. It's like this, if this was confined to a small town, God damn it, I'd have a lot of fucking graves in my backyard. I really would. There'd be a lot of fucking, just little, fucking roses growing well over there. Yeah, roses are growing well over there. You know what I mean? And the thing is about the British Empire, it's like, it is just a small town. It really is a small town. Yeah, so it's like, it's time to clean our own house, to clean our own room and be like, who needs to be stuck in the fucking ground early? Who needs to visit God early? Who isn't fucking aligning? Who isn't fucking, who isn't coming under the fold of this exposure, of this responsible fucking action? Who is obfuscating their fucking patriarchal responsibility to a country that they arrived in? deep level, but then yet holding the demand for the requirements. So you know what I mean? So you're no longer allowed to discipline your wife for doing these things. Like we live in this equality world. They're they're cashing checks they're writing checks that there's no way they can cash. They have left us a burden that is so large. The entire fucking populations of fucking women and children that have never even fucking set foot in Australia. They've been sitting, bobbing up and down on a fucking weird fucking cruise ship with fucking masks on and fucking, you know what I mean? Carnival bullshit and fucking DJs and drugs and all this shit. It's like, what the fuck? This is Australia. But they perpetuate. It's like that movie, The Dressmaker, where she comes, or even Australia. It's like this archetype of this like prim and proper woman from England coming to Australia. You know what I mean? Like they're all like that. So they haven't been like that in a long time. My ancestors were like that. You lot are not. But you're selling that fucking raffle ticket with your fucking actions. But it's like you basically, in my, like, I can't see how anybody doing this, and this is why this is a multinational fucking exposure. It's like you have never actually set foot on Australian soil. Not really. You know what I mean? If your family's relying on this global debt, on this de-elevation of this fucking projection over the top of our systems, writing, not just because it's not just the debts, it's the debts, the time, and the social decline that is expensive to fix. For every how much does every fucking drug addict, every woman who has a fucking nervous breakdown, every child who has behavioral problems because they subconsciously know that they're in this shit. All of it just keeps stacking that up. It's like, why are we underwriting these immigrants' fucking descendants? Because they're not to the same standard as the people that fucking originally came here. And this is what Trump always says. He's like, oh, they release their fucking mental institutions and their fucking prisons. It's like, that's what it appears like as well. It's like we started this country with Englishmen and convicts, right? And then somehow they've sent us convicts here in golden fucking carriages, gold plated, imitation gold. Because that's what you start getting to. It's like, what is imitation gold fucking carriage? It's like a gaudy fucking, diamante fucking bedazzled fucking Elvis suit horse carriage. Like, oh, they're gypsies. Oh, right, they're gypsies. Okay, so we have a gypsy encampment operating a sleazy digital fucking hotel in the place where our fucking housing market is supposed to be. And not one of them has a fucking horse. And this is the thing, it's like, you have some options here. It's like, you need to, I don't actually think badly of gypsies. I would love you to do that. I have a problem with gypsies permanently camped and not having horses. That's a fucking problem. You know what I mean? It's like we need people to move through things. It's like you are not like it's, yeah, you're not in the same fucking thing. And for some reason, our government has pandered to gypsies in their first experimental fucking attempt at occupancy, at home ownership and all this shit. It doesn't work. Even it's like, even in defense of the gypsies, it's like, that's terrible. All of it's fucking terrible.
Like, nobody is benefiting except the people that are running the fucking hotel or using the services, you know, living out their little fucking Casablanca fucking retirement. All bad. I couldn't fucking live, like, the moment I was, you know, living it up in some fucking hotel, and it relied on my grandchildren working at the hotel so I could, like, that's, see, it doesn't, it's like, that's where there's a breakdown culturally. There's a difference. Like, if you have a property and you're the patriarch and do these things and your children come and they do work for you there, the property, and they kind of whatever, where it's solely just a family, that kind of works. It's like, if you're relying on a fucking distributed, you know, pipeline, global fucking digital fucking sleazy motel franchise, that's not the same thing. And it's like everything is now imitation. And it's just, and it's, but we haven't become accustomed to seeing it yet. But it's there. Like, it's like the exact archetype of the fucking gypsies. It's like, and bless them, right? It's like, I'll replace like that. I'll be like, I will swap all the fucking indebted fucking sleazy hotel staff, right? Crash that entire thing. I will replace them person for person with fucking with travelers in a heartbeat. You know, and just set up zones. It's like, the country's really big, guys. Like, just like, please, if you could just do one thing, if you could just plant trees where you camp and move on, like, you know, regularly, and then plant, that's it. And just don't bother anyone. But that's not what we have. We have this fucking sleazy motel ecosystem. And it's all hiding on like levels of like fucking just stacked up levels of discrimination and racism and bigotry and all this shit. And everyone's attacking everyone else. And it's like the fundamentals they need to be returned to. It's like, if behavior is being prosecuted at an individual level, we need to learn how to identify that same mentality, that same example in our systems. And that's a far larger problem, right? So if you get a wandering sociopath or a wandering psychopath, you know what I mean, manipulating and running this fucking con jobs, that's bad. Everyone knows that's bad. If the system that looks after old people, vulnerable people, children, you know, the pandemic shit, the vulnerable, the children, the old people, the mentally disabled, all these things, if there are systems that are extracting and extorting and what's the word, and exploiting those vulnerable individuals at a system level, then that is so much larger. That is such a larger problem. And we need really sophisticated ways to cover our bases, you know, using our precedents of our laws. And this is the thing. It's like, underwrite all children's debts for all immigrants right now. You brought a fucking computer virus. You know what I mean? And this is like, this used to happen. It's like in my school, like if you brought a fucking USB stick in and put a virus, which happened all the time, on all the computers, like, you'd be in trouble. That's what these immigrants have done, majoritively from England, majoritively from London. They've brought this mentality in and put it where it does not belong and where we can't maintain it. It's like, it's not even, it's like the culture of London, you know, protects people traditionally. And that's kind of, I suppose, like, that's what fucking Oliver's about. You know what I mean? He's like, London looked after him. It's like, it's a bad story and it's kind of optimistic. It's like gallows humor. It's this, like, that is the culture of London. It's like, it does not belong here. Spread out across the fucking place. It is stifling the entire country, every region into keeping up with the fucking Kardashians, literally, which doesn't make sense. It's like, think about the Kardashians, right? If you take them out of their fucking flashy bullshit, right, and you stick them in caravans, you know, riding around the fucking towns of England, it's like, they're gypsies, aren't they? Now, there's nothing wrong with gypsies. They're wonderful, right? But you kind of know. If you go to a gypsy thing, like, you know, all the fucking tarot and the fucking fortune telling and all the fucking bullshit, it's like, okay, cool. Because the thing was just like, yeah, all right, they go there, they might visit our town for a little bit. If they stay too long, it's a problem. This is the thing. If they build sleazy hotel monstrosities that stretch for fucking tens and tens of fucking kilometers in every direction, just a gypsy fucking stable, that's a problem. Even for the gypsies. It's just bad. It's bad, and it needs to be fucking fixed, right? We need to get back to responsible stewardship. It doesn't have to be celebrated. That's ridiculous. You know, there's nothing worse. Like, I don't want responsible fucking things like being elevated to like rock stars. No, they don't. They just need to be respected. Again. And it's like, and you need to respect the fact that it's like, unlike the boomers, we don't have a mob. We don't have a fucking astronomically large and socially like reinforced mob of youth fucking revolutionaries pushing this social decline. It's like, we have a tiny, tiny, tiny little cohort, and we're infiltrated by a bunch of fucking neo-Nazis and fucking lunatic fucking misogynist, fucking like cocksucking fucking influencers that try and fucking breathe off the same fucking tube. This is the problem. It's like, unfortunately, when they talk about the fucking 1%, it's like the 1% is there because 1% will take up responsibility against all odds, not because they're extracting from you. You know, it's like when you get, if you imagine a fucking comic book, you can't have a computer algorithmically controlled social decline fucking super creator, right? Unstoppable AI fucking monstrosity plugged into every fucking boomer's like desire to elevate their fucking social status. That needs to get taken out by someone really fucking capable. It's like, it's not a populist movement. It's a movement of responsibility. It's going, hey, that post there is really important. It basically, like, that post there stops this entire ship fucking going out there. So if your kids keep playing with that rope that's tied to that fucking post, right, because they're running around like degenerates, and by kids I mean like 40 and 50-year-olds, if they keep fucking around with that rope that ties this ship to that fucking thing, I'm going to shoot one of them. And it's like, that needs to, the boomers need to snap out of it. They need to all of a sudden be brought back to their fucking because they were running around like fucking madmen. All their parents and grandparents were all fucking war rattled, literally sitting in a corner shaking. They ran amok everywhere. They've been doing this their whole lives. Right? And they're used to it. They understand if they were playing with a fucking rope that was going to be a ship and the fucking person came out, they were going to get flogged. And this is the thing. It's like, underwrite all your children's debts or we fucking flog you and put you in jail. You don't want to be in jail as a fucking 70 and 80-year-old man. You know what I mean? You don't want that. Why would you? What does that even look like? Just pull your fucking head in. All of you. Like, these are really fucking important things that you are fucking with, and you are reliant on the smallest percentage of absolutely fucked, like, we are so exhausted and fucked people that are holding this shit together. We're underappreciated, undermanned, under fucking paid, under fucking all of the things trying to stop Dad's army from fucking, you know what I mean? From bleeding the country and the ancestry dry so we can feel young again. And the one thing is like, I am so glad that I will never be inflicted with that, because I think that is the most disgraceful archetype that could possibly exist. And there's plenty of fucking evidence in history to back that up. Plenty of traditions have it has been disrespectful to be that. You know, that's my father. It was my culture was that. It's like, it is disrespectful to run around like a fucking old man that has not. It's like, why are you even here? Were you not killed in battle? Did you not give your life up to fucking defend your children? You know, this is the culture that we actually have. These are like warrior fucking culture fucking archetypes. It is not something to be proud of, that you are fucking, you know, running around like fucking like Dennis the Menace in your fucking elderly years. It is absolutely fucking disgraceful. You know what I mean? And you've had a lot of time with the keys to the fucking car, and it's time for you to fucking, you know, you can't see. You can't fucking see the road anymore. You know what I mean? You just crashed through 3 wheelie bins, Granddad. You've got to have your keys taken off you now. You've got to have all the fucking things that you like. All of that's got to go, so we can fucking fix the damage of all the fucking wheelie bins and fucking letterboxes you've just ran through. This is a fucking gigantic fucking problem. But it can be fixed, but it can't be fixed. We can't fix it the way that we got here. We have to fix it by restoring the mentality that was literally killed by these delinquents. You know what I mean? 80 fucking years of delinquent little fucking Dennis the Menace fucking boomer fucking children running around in the ruins. They've never saw the thing. They never saw it. They ran around in the fucking ruins. And for some reason in this country, we understand that when we bomb, you know, we bomb this place in the Middle East, that those children grow up in the ruins and that they grow up with their extremist mentality and they want to kill us. So that's one thing we're dealing with. But we don't know that through our culture, when these people grow up in the ruins, that they never understood the structure pre-war. They never understood it. You know, it's like that they had an early inheritance of an absolutely traumatized society on riding the wave of a technological fucking science fiction fucking religion that just kept saying, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to solve all the problems with science and technology. And it's like, really, when I sit here and I look at all this, I'm like, well, it seems like science and technology created all of these fucking problems and then disguised them all and is now being used to, like, because, you know, eventually problems materialize as people. Like, I'm a problem to this economy, right? And I'm a person. And so it's like, I don't trust science to not identify me as a problem that needs to be solved, you know? Because that's the thing. It's like, at least the boomers had to get together and push back. And the older generation, they had guns and shit. They were crazy. Like, they were grumpy old men, right? So they were in danger. It's like, you're not doing that. You're using pocket calculators and surveillance cameras and ridiculous fucking, you know, self-serving fucking reactive laws. Like, oh, we'll just make a law. No, he's not allowed to do it. Make a law. Make a law that says he's not allowed to open his mouth and make noises out of it. Make a law. Make a law. And it's like this. We just need to shift the frame.
right? For a second, just assume that the old people are the delinquents, en masse. Just be like, oh, maybe. And this is the funny thing as well. It's like when you think of the like respected elderly, elderly were respected, okay? But what the boomers have done is they've built a respective sandwich. They literally built their entire fucking lives and societies and ecosystems around hammering the fucking elderly. And then projected this false thing of respect. Because respect isn't it's not politeness. That's not respect. It's like respect is like respecting the wishes. It's like they didn't do that. They didn't respect the thoughts, concerns, issues. Like they didn't respect the precedent. They didn't respect the culture, all the ethics, anything. They completely disrespected all of that. They literally genocided all the elderly that got in the way of their fucking problems and then ignored the rest of them while projecting this false reality that they were being respectful. And then they demand respect using the most sophisticated shit. It's like, basically, because the thing is if the pre-boomer generations had the technology of now, we wouldn't be here having this conversation because they would have stopped the boomers from creating a sleazy fucking, gypsy fucking motels and spreading them across everywhere. So it's like you can't go through. You have to look at the thing and be like, well, surely the answer is to consider that we are on a technological fucking bell curve, right? So this is 1900 and this is 2026. Right? Technological bell curve. Like radical explosion of technological and distribution of media and all these things, right? 2026, like radical decline, exposure of the negative effects of these technologies. So what do? We fucking close the loop. We apply 1900 fucking logic, not legally, just experimentally to run experiments, right? You program all fucking artificial intelligence to hold the mentality of the turn of the fucking century and apply it to 2026 to stabilize and close the loop on this fucking bell curve. That's what you do with any fucking experiment. You can't experiment in a hot air balloon. You know what I mean? Like think about this as a metaphor. You run an experiment of a hot air balloon, right? So you build a hot air balloon and you want to see if a spinning top, so a fucking, whatever they're called, a spinning top, will spin in the air at different pressures or something like that, right? So, and then you'd make a graph. So you're like, all right, we'll put the spinning top here, and we go up. This is our zenith. This is our top altitude that we go to, and we make clear indications of what height we are going to fucking spin the thing and time it, right? And we try and control the variables of, I don't know, wind and wobble by having it sealed, whatever it is, right? So we're just testing one thing. Okay, so it's like this can now be done with AI. You can test AI throughout this region. So you can apply 1900s, written, clearly documented behavioral expectations and etiquette and all, and societal norms to all the phenomenon we currently see. Basically, it's like, what would happen if you did this? What would happen in 1900? Because this is how you do an experiment. If you see the moment you go, I'm going to test the fucking spinning tops on a hot air balloon, and you don't, as part of your experiment, go, and then I land and go home. I land and go home and make a sandwich, watch some telly and go to sleep. Right? That's part of every
successful hot air balloon mission, every successful plane flight follows the law of this. Every plane flight is an experiment of individual daily fucking, establishment of variables, right? If you don't land it, you haven't finished the experiment. You need to land the fucking hot air balloon now, right? And to land it, you need to address where we were when we fucking left. Rule number 1. And the biggest problem is like all the people here that started the experiment are dead. So we have to create a model of what their behavior and what their thoughts and desires and dreams and aspirations were, their wildest aspirations. You know what I mean? And think about that. That's like the hypothesis. So you put a hypothesis here, right? Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, all their fears, all their things. That's an experiment. We have all of that on record, right? We inevitably, it's like we were forced down by a crazily determined online keyboard warrior that said, we better come down and fucking check all the fucking results now, And one of the results is like here, a radical offshoot of the hot air balloonists decided that they could perpetually stay aloft in the air. You know what I mean? And to do this, they started burning their children for warmth to create the hot air. And they decided that as long as they breed at a reasonable rate that produced children, they could both eat their children and burn their children to stay aloft in their never-ending fucking around the world in 80 days, in 80 million fucking years, radical fucking technological experiment. And then somewhere along here, like I convinced them that they should probably fucking land the hot air balloon and that we should apply 1900 fucking documented thing with so it's like, obviously, think of space, the whole story of space. Like we went up, we saw space, we saw it when you look down at Earth and you see that marble, you felt really connected to everyone else because you saw finally that you were there. It's like, this is the same. We now have the same thing. It's like we've obviously learnt some things. And this is now like a settling. It's like we need to go, right, 1900 is the starting point, firm foundation. And then we need to apply a positive or negative approach to all things that have happened in that 126 years. Is this better? Is this better or worse? 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 And we need to be very fucking liberal with the amount of information that we receive from the people that wanted to keep the hot air balloon going. Basically, that is a absolute catastrophe. If you're part of the cohort that said, let's just keep the hot air balloon going and we'll feed the children to the flames, you're an actual example of astronomically unacceptable social decline. This isn't a war we're talking about. This is a peaceful hot air balloon experiment. If you've resorted to feeding children to the flames to stay aloft for just a bit longer, oh, I love it up here. I feel like the king of the world. Oh, my God, look down there. Everyone looks like ants. Throw another child in. Throw another child in the flames. Oh, look. Oh, my dad would be so proud of me up here. I'm like a fucking bird. I'm like a bird. So, yeah, this is what is required for humanity to balance itself through this process of these technologies that you were in some cases gifted. Okay, you were gifted them. With great power comes great responsibility, and this is the moment of responsibility where you are required to use the tools that you've got and made and stolen and been gifted, to reflect back on a clearly established timeline and triangulate yourself to where you are and where you have you gone off course. Is this overall improvement or is this overall negative on each individual metric? That's called science. Fucking start your engines.